Investigation continues into former state senator Sam McCann. We told you last week the feds are looking into how he spent taxpayer money.
That's right. They also want to know how McCann spent his campaign money and whether he broke the law. WCIA 3's Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell is live in our Capitol newsroom. So, Mark, you dug through his public campaign documents. What did you find?
Paul, we took a hard look at how former state senator Sam McCann spent his campaign money. We also found how badly he needed money and came away with questions how a candidate who called himself conservative could spend so much on swanky hotels, fine dining, and specialty retail stores.
Well, here's the thing is I've never declared bankruptcy. I've had some trouble.
Court records show former state senator Sam McCann defaulted on a mortgage in 2016, just 2 years before declaring a long-shot third-party bid to run for governor as a conservative party candidate. Before he left the Senate, McCann filed an unsuccessful lawsuit against Republican leadership in fear he would not get his cut of state funding, money he can use for mileage or office staff.
If they want to cut me off from services, then they need to figure out how to divvy up the taxpayer funds so that I can adequately represent my district.
Now, federal investigators are looking into how McCann spent that money and his own campaign funds. At the State Board of Elections, Matt Dietrich explained why politicians have to track and publish those records.
To keep everything open so that the voting public can see what their elected officials are doing with their contributions, what they're spending it on.
McCann's campaign account showed he spent over 20 grand at Best Buy, nearly 25 grand at Walmart, more than 30,000 at hotels, including some of the swankiest in Chicago, like Trump Hotel and the Palmer House Hilton. Plus, more than 60,000 to the B&H Photo and 63,000 to RV Share. Plus, nearly $7,500 on public relations expenses at curious places like Texas Roadhouse, Top Shelf Liquor, the Cooper's Hawk Winery, Smoothie King, and Walmart. $610 on cigars and other expenses at sports stores, on cable TV, window tint for his SUV, and $1,000 at Joseph A. Bank on, quote, promotional items. While campaigns do have some leeway, the state also has laws in place to prevent fraud or corruption.
You can't buy clothing, you can't pay your mortgage on your personal property. You can purchase a vehicle if it's going to be used primarily for your campaign. Your mileage reimbursements have to be only for what you use it for campaign purposes.
In 2018, campaign records alone appear to show McCann spent 17 times what the average American spends on gas. He paid himself over $36,000 in the last 2 years and spent a total of $116,000 on gas or mileage since 2011. Plus, a $9,000 payment to his spouse for expenses and consulting. These records offering clues what the feds might be after and raising questions about whether McCann broke the law.
You can't use your campaign fund for personal expenditures.
To be clear, McCann is not facing any criminal charges at this time. He also did not respond to multiple requests for our questions seeking his answers or explanations. Also, interesting note, it's the very same prosecutor who tried to take down former Congressman Aaron Schock, who is now looking into Senator Sam McCann. After that pursuit fell apart, it's an open question whether he'll think twice about bringing charges against another politician. Paul.
All right, Mark, thanks. Of course, we know you'll keep us updated on this case. Mark Maxwell in our Capitol Newsroom tonight. Mark, thanks.